next to this library in an undisclosed location, and I just want to play with links a little bit, see if I can get on to the internet with my little phone and submit links in the chat if possible. And I just get on this channel just to play with that. So can I get on to switch account? Okay. I copied a link and I want to submit that link. Ah, there it is. So I'm gonna watch myself and then whoops, oh, better turn the volume down. it's a volume thing. And let's see. Oh, it's Jack Polder. Howdy. I see your message. Maybe I could just use this to read messages too. I don't know. I'm on the same account for both. All right. So let's say I want to give a link. I'll be like, "Hey guys, check out this cool link." There it is. Wow. Oh, it even gives me the king symbol. Yes, hello, there's JJ Martinez and Jeff Tiz. Pitbulls as in rogue tyrant cops. Nope, the cops are attacking the pitbulls. So I can watch the chat on my phone. I mean, the downside is that this takes up a little extra battery life. All right, that I got them both plugged in. So that's I could probably, no, I can't. What am I thinking? All right, so let's say I'm not even going to look at chat. Well, I kind of am gonna on this big screen, but I'm just going to look at it on here. Oh, it's Ruben's son. What? I thought Ruben unsubscribed, and because I'm so far away from New Mexico now. That's when he came on my my channel. I think mostly the cop channel. Ruben, somebody was asking about you. I forget the name. Maybe he'll come on later and I'll remember. Let's see, we got peanut butter. That's cool. Top fan, Aaron. JJ Martinez, good old Heinze. Yeah, I'm just making a test here. Jack Polder, Aaron likes the ketchup. Yeah, ketchups are pretty good. I prefer just tomato sauce by itself, no sugar added, but I mean, that's my preference. Jack Polder just finished the recent Roamer vid and got this alert. Yeah, I think though with the daily Roamer, I'm gonna add little bits. Like this is, can I just show it? The camera's over there, all right. And I've been playing around with daily Roamer ideas, cause I'm just sticking with only posting stuff from my GoPro 8 on the Daily Roamer, and every so often I'll want to take my GoPro with me. I think I'm going to try to get into the habit of carrying this thing with me. Peanut butter's good. I eat peanuts, so I kind of have to slow down my peanut eating. So I buy them in the shell. That slows down my peanut eating. But I cut those little rubber things off. There's like little rubber things around everything. I cut them off because I haven't been using this Gorilla Pod for a long time. And just today I actually cut it off because I think that's maybe part of the reason why I'm annoyed by taking this thing. Because I don't like that sticky feeling of the rubber rings. So to cut them off so it's more slippery and I can just get things around, move things around a little bit. So I'm gonna play with that, and then also just recording on the GoPro 8, maybe carry it around with me a little bit more. Abernathy, Texas. Oh yeah, that was a while ago. Last winter. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be. I want to be reading. So, Satoshi, that's when you started reading, or started watching. Okay, JKMA says hit the like. D-Mom says, yeah, I caught the live. All right, let's say I wanted to give that article again to emphasize the article to any new people. I'm gonna spam the article. All right, because this article is interesting. Now I could click it. Oh, but then I leave the chat. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be putting on articles because now I lose. Well, what I wanted to mention is that there's a lawsuit in Williston. It started in January, and I've been Rob de los Santos has been watching a bunch of my videos before. Thank you, Rob. Let's see, Cemetery Adventures and More Audits. Hi, Travis. Hello, Cemetery Adventures and More Audits. Zachar Dos 333. Hey, Trav, played football in high school with you. Glad to see you're doing well. Yeah, if we were in the same grade, there was only 8 people in my grade who all played football in the same grade. It's just such an exodus for my class in my senior year from the beginnings. It was interesting. We had this nice little photo of all of us together at the Minnesota like the Minnesota Vikings stadium on the Metrodome, and yeah, it was a cute little photo of just like 8 of us. Oh, is this you're behind? Okay, yeah, you had a better group of players in that year. Let's see, taco seasoning. The new and improved taco has been watching your videos for a long time. Okay, taco, you're questionable. You seem okay. I think I called it the Metrodome. Yeah, the Metrodome. We played in the Metrodome, and that was interesting. So there's a lawsuit in Williston over the pit bulls, and I just wanted to mention that in a city in Idaho, Placerville. Well, it's a conversation I was having on Twitter, so I'll go back. And this is kind of a test. I'm just testing this. So I kind of wanted to get into showing links, but it looks like if I'm gonna show links, then it takes people out of the chat. So maybe it's not so much a good idea then. Okay, I want to go to my profile. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. All right. So Booger Knot, or Dan Boquist has been very vocal with the Williston Police Department on their Facebook. If you wanted to check out that, he's really he's pointing out some interesting things about the dog. Payette, Idaho, they banned pit bulls, and I was there while there was a ban. Let's see, D-Mom, did you get my email about Walmart getting government funds? Nope, no, I don't think I got that email. Eau Claire 101 at Gmail? Rob 100, Travis, when you're coming back around Baxter, Kansas. Oh, is this the cop? Well, I think I'm passing Baxter. Okay, I'll check the maps here. Let me see, where am I at? I can tell you in relation to Baxter, because I don't think I'm that incredibly far. So here I am. Baxter should be south of Kansas City. Rob's in Miami, Oklahoma. I was through Miami, Oklahoma. I think they suffered a great flood maybe a few years ago. I was reading, and I think I saw some drone footage or something. Miami, they had a nasty flood. Let's see, where am I? I just have to type in Baxter, because I might be a little far from it. Baxter. Okay, I got kicked. Okay, it said 53 miles. Get directions. Oh, yeah, I could save the directions. Okay. All right, I see. Looks like I'm an hour away. An hour east of Baxter Spring. I'm still south. I'm still I'm southeast of there. So, but I'm not heading through Baxter. I'm heading north. Let's see. Questions are prohibited in Williston. Yeah, it's amazing. If you read there, Williston is the most extreme with everything. Their whole focus is like peace. They're trying to create peace. And if you sneeze wrong in Williston, that's disturbing the peace. They really push the human rights your natural human rights too far in Williston. Even with uh, like being like with the pit bull thing, being like what is that word, like segregating pit bulls from the other dogs, separating. There's some real interesting arguments. I kind of wanted to read over here. So Baxter Springs is not on my trajectory. So peace through tyranny. Yeah, I mean dead men can't fight back. So you just you beat people down and into submission. Let's see who's buying somebody dinner. Did I see something? Are you? Oh, yeah. Stop by. I'll buy you dinner. Okay. No, I'm heading straight north. I'll be wherever north of Missouri. I'm in Missouri. All right. We'll say the southwest part of Missouri. Just got into Missouri. And taking it easy. The weather's nice, but I know it'll heat up. It'll fluctuate a lot. So I'll continue. I'm continuing north. Let's see, Sausalito has some air puffs there. Joplin, I'm definitely not stopping in, but I'll be passing east of Joplin, head in a northerly fashion. All right, so the article. All right, because Daniel Boquist, he's been a real helpful guy. This guy talking about, and that's his dog. He's been really helpful with the Williston issues. Just he's asking questions, and he's going on and kind of questioning the Williston Police Department on their Facebook, getting dialogue going, which can be helpful. Getting it just with sharing of thoughts and stuff. But yeah, this link. All right, let's see. It's recent, a very recent. Does that look backwards on the screen? It looks backwards to me. The recent January 31st is when they started. Sausalito, stay safe out there. Okay, you too. The January 31st, 2021, this person started a lawsuit for Gunner, the dog, who's being kind of like me. It's like pushed out of the city, like you're let's see, a refugee or something, turning dogs and people and dogs into causing people to have to flee from the city. Let's see, Taco Seasoning wants to know if anybody can buy him a tank full of gas. Okay. Try walking sticks. Walking sticks are really an efficient way of getting around, and great exercise too. Let's see, the complaint. Their arguments are similar to Payette, Idaho in some way. Can you tip on this live? No, I don't think I set a live tip up on this channel, and that's okay. Timothy Hay, yeah, if you've tried Timothy Hay's tea, I mean, and I don't know if I'll get into that. Discrimination is. So I just boiled a pot of Timothy Hay and alfalfa hay. This is hot. Let's get this thing out of the way. I set this. I boiled and set this thing back here and let it cool down, and then separate it once it's cool enough. Let's see, I got, what did I, Timothy Hay and alfalfa. I make tea, these are my loose leaf teas, and pretty darn good. Taco Seasoning wants to buy a full tank of gas, okay. And yeah, I like the taste, it goes good with milk. I also added some peppermint too, and anise seed, just, ooh, I shook the car a little. This car is pretty sensitive to shaking. All right, so let's see. No, yeah, super chat. I don't have super chat. That's on Smoko. I didn't set that. I only set it up on one channel. There's a few links you got to click through and agreements, and I didn't get around to it yet. See, me the people. If you like boiling grass, you should really get into fungus. I'm kind of interested. I'm forming a theory about mushrooms on trees. I kind of believe mushrooms on trees are gonna have a tendency to be more healthy or more safe than mushrooms on the ground. But I'm not sure about that. I'm still scared of mushrooms and aquatic plants. I don't really mess around with those. And then, well, yeah, fungus too are interesting too. As long as the fungus are on a dry rock, as long as the fungus isn't really an aquatic fungus. Let's see, Oscar MF Roth. Let's meet up and eat some tacos, or you can eat some grass, or maybe we could smoke some doobs. Well, Oscar, you're in Missouri. Is that correct? I'm in Southwest Missouri, but I don't smoke. I don't mess around with smoking. I boil everything. That's as far as I go. All right, let's see, taco. All right, where can I send a gift card? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything really set up, so I can't. I'm not really asking for money here. I'm just testing this connection out. I already got kicked off once. All right, Zacer Das. Mushrooms on pine can give gastrointestinal issues. Really? I would have been keen. I would have been leaning towards the pine tree having safer mushrooms too. And all right, it's just, yeah, it's so hard to tell with mushrooms. You can't. It's really hard. You can't really classify them because there's just so many types. You can classify plants a little bit easier into certain families, but you can't. You can't with mushrooms. They're freaks of nature. You just can't tell which is the safe one without really having a lot of extra training. Let's see, Oscar Roth, you're heading to Tennessee. Let's see, nomadic buns on the move. Oh, good for you. Yeah, just keep exploring. If you ever go through Arkansas, I would recommend Eureka Springs. Eureka Springs is pretty cool. It's a nice place to walk around. Take some walking sticks. It reminds me of west of Colorado Springs, I wrote it's. Oh, I do have donations set up. Wow. All right. I didn't. Yeah. Thanks. On Smoko, I actually went to the Walmart I was gonna get catfish, but they don't have it. It's all tilapia. I can't believe these people. How can they just have it's like all tilapia? It's crazy. Is it? I don't like it, and I don't understand why it's so popular. But I see popular bodybuilders eating tilapia, and some just kind of squeeze a lemon on it and eat it like that. I can hardly handle the smell of tilapia. But catfish is definitely something easy to eat. Even catfish nuggets are better than tilapia. Taco seasoning. So thank you, On Smoke. I appreciate that. Taco seasoning. The psilicides one are safe. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Oscar MF Roth. I actually am going to check out that abandoned motel in Louisiana, South Louisiana. It might, yeah, sleep there. Okay, I think you're kidding now, because that's not a place you wanna sleep. It's you don't know what can happen there at night. It's the type that area is just so run down. The city's north, the city's south of that area, you just there's not a lot of good caretaking of in Louisiana in general. All the places I've been, I've found plenty of examples of just poor caretaking. They don't take care of themselves very very well in Louisiana. I mean, they get flooded a lot, so maybe they kind of lose hope in a lot of ways. They're just like, oh, the water will wash all our garbage away for us, so it doesn't matter how much we caretake. Me the people. A lot of homework involved, but well worth it involved. Well worth it. Okay. Big Dog, yes, studying mushrooms, very careful before eating. And that takes time. I might as well spend the time learning another language in place of studying mushrooms. They just, they're really intensive. You got to have a good focus and be smart to be good with mushrooms. Let's see, Oscar Roth, I'm a bum, I sleep anywhere. Well, maybe you could get along with sleeping in an abandoned hotel and make a little video of it, of your experience. It's just, I think there's a little moldy smell though. You may not like breathing all that in. You'd probably be more comfortable just sleeping outside. Let's see, be careful in Missouri. Missouri cops here don't like construction. Missouri cops here don't like construction. Okay. Interesting. P-Knowles. Hi, Travis. Hello, P-Knoll. Rob 100. We're catching spawnbill in Miami. My last fish was 52 pounds, but not as good as catfish. In freshwater lakes. I was just at a fish hatchery that's east of Eureka Springs, a fish hatchery that raises rainbow trout in Missouri. It's not a natural fish for the area. The only way rainbow trout can survive is through farming techniques. And I was just there a couple days ago. It's called like Roaring Springs or Roaring River, and there's people just lined up right down the river from this fish hatchery fishing for these fish. It's just one of the most unnatural things I've ever seen. There's people lined up behind this fish hatchery fishing for these farmed fish. And it's kind of in a lot of places like that, but this was the most extreme I've ever seen it. I think Roaring River, something like that. It's got a natural spring that this fish hatchery is entirely reliant on. It throws out thousands and thousands of gallons each day for this fish hatchery, and so they can raise these these rainbow trout, which are not natural. They're kind of a pretty fish to look at, but they're not natural. They need colder weather, and somehow they're able to keep them alive through farming techniques. Let's see, Aaron Mohill used to grow a particular mushroom, and they're tasty too, not just psychedelic. Van Life Biker, love me some rainbows. Good eating. Are they? I don't think I've ever eaten rainbow trout. I'd be curious. Everybody had to have a fishing tag, and you need to get this fishing tag daily. Every day you need a new fishing tag to be able to fish downriver from the fish hatchery. And they display them good. You can't just put it in your pocket and have it stick out a little bit. You need it like full display somewhere on your body. And people are looking at me. I was walking by everybody. There's like over 100 people, 200 people, I think I walked by fishing along this river. And they were looking at me as I was walking with my walking sticks and had my side bag on. I think they might have thought I was the game warden, because I was just kind of marching by with my walking sticks like I had a purpose. They were like maybe getting nervous about me stopping at them and questioning what they're doing. Combat fishing, Satoshi James says. Van Life Baker, better than German Browns. Okay. All right, I'd have to take a survey on that. I'm not sure. Rainbow trout better than German Browns. Yeah, and I only learned of a rainbow trout rainbow trout being raised there. I don't know about any other varieties. Man, Facebook is full of a lot of bots. It's crazy. Let's see, Oscar MF Roth. Okay, big question. Will you win the court case you're fighting? I don't know. This is really dragging out. Have you contacted the ACLU for help with your defense? Yeah, I contacted the ACLU about 7 months ago and have not received a response. Rob 100 says smoked trout is great. Okay, Robert Randall says, "Hi Trav, Kentucky Colonel is a great flour. It tastes like KFC seasoning. Walmart carries it." Flour, yeah, I played with flour, but I just haven't really done anything with it. I end up throwing out flour. All right, I eat bread. I eat shredded wheat. That's about as far as it goes. Bread and shredded wheat for wheat stuff. So Terry Golston, thank you for the $5. How's it going? Things are going pretty good. The weather's looking good, and it's been good today, and it's quiet here next to this library. Nobody's pulled in. No cops have given me a hard time. Things are good. Past 2 states, Louisiana and let's see, not Alabama. I always want to call it Alabama for some reason. Arkansas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. I've been through these 2 states and had no problems on the west part of Louisiana and Arkansas, and I went through them kind of quickly too. So I got no complaints. Now I'm in Missouri. You know, who knows what'll happen. I don't expect any trouble. There's been quite a few Walmarts I've been able to jump to, and I'm making kind of big jumps because of the weather change now, getting into the summertime. So I've been hitting more Walmarts, and not really hanging out in shady places. I don't like to think being next to this library is that shady. They kind of encourage it, so I don't think cops will give me a hard time about hanging out here. It said the library is going to close at, or the Wi-Fi will close at 11. I don't think I'll stick around long enough to test that. Let's see. Robert Randall works on fish. Okay. Let's see. Leif Rawlings. Go through the Ozark National Scenic Riverway. It is the most beautiful place. Yeah, I drove through the Ozarks. I was in Ozark, Arkansas, south of the Ozarks. Went in and stopped at, I don't know, I want to call it like Gunslinger or something. Something about shooting or whatever. The crossroads of the Ozarks stopped at for a couple days. Then just straight north through the Ozarks. I only stopped a couple spots and walked around the woods to check them out. It's nice and peaceful. It's rolling hills, not like huge mountains like Colorado, but very rolling hills, that's for sure. Lots of curves. The whole state of Arkansas has a speed limit of 55, I think, because I didn't see anything that went above 55. I think that's the whole state. Coming from Texas at 70 miles an hour. Louisiana is a little slower too. I think at 60, 65 or so. Maybe Louisiana didn't get above 55. I think I recall 65, but definitely Arkansas is fit. Nothing, you can't ever get above 55, and there's so many curves anyway. A lot of curves, a lot of turns. For the speed limit says like 15, 25, 35. There's just so many curves, and they're so extreme that you really have to keep a slower pace going through that area. Let's see, how many cars? Let's see. Charles Kelly, when are you coming back to Washington? Washington, it'll be years and years and years before I go back there. If I ever make it back, I don't know if I survive that long. I'd maybe start. When will I get to the East Coast? Maybe by age 50, the way at my pace. So might be by age 60 that I get back to Washington. Let's see, Oscar Roth. I believe you can go quartz crystal mining there and find some serious big chunks that are very profitable. If you stick around there, also a few campgrounds that you camp, and they have mines there. Mines in the Ozarks? I didn't see any information on mining. I know they got coal mining. I saw information about coal mining. But that's kind of like, and because I stopped at some museums and learned about the history, free museums. I'm not willing to pay. I've come across some museums that charge money, and I was like, no, thank you. But the free ones, I learned a little bit about the mining, and it was mostly focused on coal. But if you find quartz a lot of quartz has gold flakes in it. You got to crush that quartz up to get to the gold. I've seen pictures of that in the Black Hills, in a museum in the Black Hills. I just talking about it. It's pretty neat. It's pretty interesting to see how gold. You look for black dirt or something like black sand, but the gold is in the clear quartz, and you got to crush that up to get it out. But there's different techniques for finding gold. Let's see. Van Life Biker, Travis Funny, Oscar MF Roth. Yeah, Google it. Lots of honey holes. Okay. Well, I would suggest I think turn towards Idaho, the mountains, the Idaho mountains, the Colorado mountains. I'd be more keen on checking those areas out for gold. I mean, I think people are still making mine claims in Idaho. I seen them in 2016 when I was waiting for my court dates. I'm not familiar with mine claims in the Ozarks. That's something that I'd have to learn more about, I guess. I think the taller mountains, miners love tall mountains. This peak practically, they built their villages on some of the tallest mountains and made some of the riskiest buildings that a lot of them crumbled down now to nothing. But they built cities on these super tall mountains because those tended to be the best places to mine for gold. The Ozarks, once again they got coal, but I don't know of anything else. Captain Kaboom, did you get some pepper spray? Nope. No, walking sticks are my defense now. I take my walking sticks everywhere, and it gives really good upper body exercise. Let's see, I don't know. Let's see, I got maybe 115,000 miles. No, 113,000. I need to get a new tire tomorrow because that car accident has caused a permanent kink in the tire, so I only wear one side, and it's discolored. I got to get a new tire because it's in pretty bad shape. Oscar MF Roth is signing off. Okay, thank you. High five. Back to you. Boom. Jeff Tiz. Travis should fry those catfish. Yeah, this Walmart's not selling them. I should look at the grocery store though. Actually, I didn't do that yet. I want to look for some catfish pretty quick because, I mean, I get kind of hungry for meat sometimes, but it's not like I don't want a heavy meat. Even chicken's a little heavy for me. I rarely have a steak or pork. But a nice light meat like catfish is pretty nice. I get just a little hankering of a hunger for meat, and catfish fills that need pretty good. Let's see, Van Life Biker Hood. Okay, all right. Fern Blitz. Okay, Travis is sexy to you. All right. Van Life Biker. Good. Lol. Let's see, T. James. Hey, Travis, hope all is well. Yes, that's pretty good. Thank you. I went for a nice walk today, but it was short because I forgot my phone. Actually, it's really stupid. I felt so dumb. I got a mile away, and then I realized I didn't have my phone with me. I can get pretty far with the walking sticks. They're great exercise. Sometimes I just get into this zone where I'm just walking, I'm exercising because I'm working full body, and it feels good. And I can get a lot further than I would normally just using my feet and walking. It makes a big difference for exploration. But I wanted to record. I got to the downtown in this area, and I was like, okay, this looks like a good spot to record, and I forgot my phone. So, oh well. Let's see, Rob 100. Travis has got an admirer. All right. Let's see, Doug Baum. Quail is a light meat. Okay, a type of bird. Maybe a different type of bird. See, there's definitely a difference in the qualities of chicken. Walmart chicken is tough. And that's why I don't really like to chew on that meat, because it's like there's something in it that's so dense. and it's not really that fun to digest. So I don't like to eat it a lot. But I paid like a high price for like this organic chicken at some small town grocery store, and the meat was just so light. I was surprised the difference between a Walmart chicken and this organic chicken that I had to pay like double the price for. And I wanted to taste it, and I know there's a difference. So different types of birds, the different quality of the chicken. And I'm in an area where it's very, very dominated by Tyson Foods. I've been driving by a lot of long sheds, like these rows of sheds dotted across the countryside, and then Tyson Foods located in cities. And I think this is a city that has Tyson Food. They seem to be raising chickens, but I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. I don't smell any chicken smell or anything. And when I look in the sheds as I'm driving by, I try to look as close as I can. I don't see any chicken. So I don't think like there's some kind of maybe a season that is going on with their chicken raising. But this Ozarks, the north of the Ozarks, on the west side of Missouri, and well Arkansas too, is like I think a big chicken raising area. I didn't smell a thing though. It's not like the pig farms of Iowa, where you smell those off the highway. But I mean, it might be a seasonal thing that I don't see the chickens. I don't smell them. If there are chickens, I think these long sheds tend to be for chicken raising. A lot of cows, and I don't smell the cows either. They're all spread out anyway on like individual family farms. These black cows munching away. I think a lot of male cows munching away at the grass. Really, really healthy. Really looks really healthy. It's nice to see that. See, Van Life Biker, I've honestly dropped my blood pressure by eating nothing but meat the last 4 days. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend just meat. You want to have some vegetables with that. Maybe chicken and broccoli. Some vegetables are pretty. I got on the. Your blood pressure may drop, but you're gonna get constipated on a high meat diet. That was my biggest problem, was constipation with this high protein, high meat diet. I tried it. I never really gone full vegetarian, but I definitely went full carnivorous eating, and that's hard on the digestion. You need like more plant matter. Let's see. Never heard of you beer. Okay, Rob 100 thinks never heard of me drinking. And yeah, that's something I gave up a long time ago. I was never really a big drinker anyway. Let's see, Fern Blitz, $25. You're awesome. Thank you, Fern. I appreciate that. I'm not asking for money, but I guess I do have it set up. Thank you. This is a test live stream, and well, thank you for that donation. That's very generous of you. Jack Pulder never eats a Tyson chicken. Yeah, I don't think I could. I mean, I try to stick with organic as best I can, but even organic Walmart chickens are still a tough meat, especially compared to the one chicken I had at this family grocery store that was just soft and tender, almost like a catfish, but I mean, not quite. It's hard to reach the level of tenderness that a catfish has. Let's see, on Smoko, they are in the sheds and can't walk by 6 weeks of age. Yes. Yeah, those chickens, they grow so fast and become crippled because of their genetics. Van Life Biker, grass-fed is best. Yeah, that's true. I question, I sit back and I question, like, some grass-fed is that can mean different things, like hay. Hay is grass, and some farmers just feed dry hay to the cows, which is not as nourishing as fresh grass. I want to see the difference between fresh grass or hay fed or fresh grass fed. I'd like to see that deciphered because I think there's a difference in the nutritional value. But I will say that my dried grass teas actually kind of taste better when they're dried in certain ways, but I still like the combination. I like the fair combination between fresh and dried, of course. And I pretty much consume the same thing as cows do, but they chew on it, and I just boil it for a tea. Uh, let's see, Leif Rawlings. I meant to say be careful in Missouri. The cops don't like the Constitution. Really? Uh, yeah, I don't really want to push my luck with them. I don't want to test them. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to do my own thing, my explorations and stuff. But if we run into each other the wrong way, I mean, I'm gonna assert my rights, and I don't call it assert my rights now. Somebody has redefined civil rights with just one word. You're enforcing your civil rights. You're not asserting your civil rights. It's like you say cops assert the law. No, they enforce the law. Well, you have to match that in your language too. They assert the law. They enforce the law. You assert your civil rights. No, they enforce the law. You enforce your civil rights. It's an equality thing. Somebody mentioned enforce your civil rights. I really like that different way of looking at it. It's a stronger approach to enforcing your civil rights. It's really gives you more strength and the value of it. Let's see. On Smoko, he was doing all right until the bondsman and judge conspired to rob him. Yeah. I don't know. Williston still has 500 of my dollars. Plus, they pretty much robbed me. They robbed me of the $300, and they robbed me of a lot of time too. I wanted to check out the Canadian border. I didn't want to sit around Williston having to learn North Dakota law. But that's what I'm doing, and I continue to do. It's just incredible. And you should see how much they're fighting, how much Furaseth law firm is fighting against the pit bull lawsuits. They're making some wild claims, like their dog handlers can tell what a pit bull is because their dog handlers can visually tell what a pit bull is because they're trained to just know that. They don't need no DNA tests. They can just tell by looking at them. And that's being disputed. But that's a claim. That's how the city of Williston's city attorneys coming back at these pit bull owners is by making these wild claims, just like she's doing, she and he, because they're saying a lot of he. So I'm thinking Peter Furaseth himself is taking this as his personal quest on top of that. But it could be Taylor Olson's husband too. I don't know what that guy does exactly. He seems like he deals with just maybe more civil stuff or something. I don't know. But that the city attorneys of Williston have no problem making wild arguments. They're not going to lay down as easily as the city in Idaho did. Forget the name of the city, but they just that city in Idaho changed in 2017. Let's see. Hank Chinaski, you should check out Los Angeles. Yeah, I drove through Los Angeles. I found some spots that I liked. But I didn't spend a lot of time there because you can't park. There's just, like, it's hard to park there. I only found a few good spots to park. And I've made sure to park far away and bicycle in and explored, like, Hollywood and the coast. I didn't really check out the south part of LA too much. But yeah, parking is difficult. And oh man, there's just a lot going on there. There's a lot of congestion. You have to park, you have to stop twice at stoplights. When you're at the point where you got to stop twice at a stoplight, it's a little too congested of an area. Stop 3 times at a stoplight, that's the worst. Be careful with the grasses you collect for teas. Everything these days have pesticides. Who's putting Fern Blitz says that could cause cancer. Who's putting pesticides on grass? That's something that they do with fruit and the edges of fencing. I understand that they want sometimes some people want to put some kind of weed killer on fence line, but they're not putting blanket pesticides all over the place. I mean, Dow Chemical can only make so much. To wage war against all, I don't fear all. I trust higher elevations. I trust things away from fence line, but I'm picking by hand each individual blade. I'm inspecting it. I find bird poop sometimes. I see it, I throw it away. I can tell. I'm using hand, I'm not a farmer who just goes through with a rake and cuts everything and is forgiven if they do collect some dead mice in their fields, because they have to work hard and fast. They use machinery. They're given a little leeway with having a little extra bits of things put in with your food. But I'm actually able to hand pick my grass to boil. Let's see, where am I now? I'm in southwest Missouri. Gary in OC asks, let's see, unsmokable, probably Horseshoe Bend, Idaho. I never stopped there for more than 20 minutes. Horseshoe Bend. Yeah, Horseshoe Bend has lost some business when when that train tour stopped. But that was way back in 2016. They may have restarted. I don't know. There was, Eureka Springs has a train tour, but they have cut back on hours a little bit. I noticed. I walked around as best I could. They got a lot of no trespassing signs, but some places, Eureka Springs relies more on trolley tours than train tours, but they do have train capabilities. But I don't think they're getting the business. I think they're only doing it once a week. A lot of these train tour places, they don't get enough people to sit. Let's see, David. I think farmers use planes to dust fields. That's kind of a blanket. I mean, the drones are becoming popular. They could target particular areas. They'll run drones over the fields and take pictures and find the spots that need to be maybe sprayed or something, and then do more targeted work. Let's see. Translocates in the Rob 100 to spray all the fields with Roundup, and it translocates in the soil. Well, the grass looks green. I mean, if the grass looks crooked, off color, I'll be a little more hesitant about picking it. But if it's nice and healthy green and straight and strong, I'm gonna trust it. Even if it's near a sewage. I pick grass in some very smelly places. All right, but I'm not picking it from the roots. I'm not taking the sewage with it. I'm just taking the tops of the grass. If the grass looks healthy, I'll pick it. Grass plants, they can handle a lot of nasty looking areas that you want to stay away from. I don't know, just because of the smell or something. But plants thrive in some smelly places, and they can be healthy too. The sunlight helps a lot. Let's see, Travis, I donated to myself $5. Keep it up. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that donation. Hank Chinaski, how many miles are on your car? I think 112,000, something like that. Jeffrey B, how did you like the San Francisco Bay Area? It's great. I loved it. I was scared about getting my car windows broken. There was so much shattered glass on the side of the roads, and they're quick to clean it up. But it just so much breakage that happens that they don't fall behind on cleanup, but it's just incredible. A line of glass shattered on some roads. It's crazy. And I've even seen a black person looking in windows on one street. It was alarming. I just stopped and watched them go from one car to the next, looking in the car. is just, it's really alarming. But the area, the weather's nice. You got to get like north of the San Francisco Bridge, though, for a little more relaxed exploration. But it's still not that relaxed. There's just a lot of congestion all throughout. It was stressful for me in San Francisco. I enjoyed exploring around. I found some good spots to park that I liked, so I could get around. I got all around that big city on my bicycle. You just had to find okay places to park, even overnight. I found some good places to park, but I don't think I'd want to go back there anytime soon. Jeffrey B, do you eat St. Augustine grass? Maybe. I don't know what that looks like exactly. See, Jeffrey Dickstrom, grass really green around the fire hydrants. Okay, yeah. I haven't really noticed that, but it's possible. They might thrive on that. Rob 100, come around Oklahoma in the fall and you can find lots of grass. Marijuana in Oklahoma? Yeah, maybe on the east side. I noticed on the east side of Oklahoma, it's a lot more green than the west side. There's a pretty good difference there on the quality of the vegetation. Van Life Biker says lots of nitrogen. Let's see, Big Dodd says no problem using bathroom in San Francisco. No, that is a problem. You really don't find bathrooms, especially with COVID now. You really can't get around. Let's see, for bathrooms, I don't know. I use the libraries mostly. I'd stop at a lot of libraries, the nice libraries downtown. Just mark them on the map. I stopped at some McDonald's too. I marked the McDonald's on the map. I marked the libraries on the map in San Francisco, and just targeted them. So in my journey, I would have them as a part of my journey in case something happened. And well, some of the McDonald's bathrooms were locked, but there's this one where like you ask the cashier to use the bathroom, and they'd press a button next to the register and just let me in. So there's that. Leif Rollins, you're right. The roads in Ozarks are crazy. It's a roller coaster for sure. Absolutely. There's some hills where you start dropping, and it's like it's really scary. I mean, they have to work. The road construction crews have to work with the environment as best they can, but it's definitely scary. I mean, just this is recent. It's recent in my memory. The past couple of days going over that roller coaster of a ride. The roads, and you don't drive directly from one city to the next. It's a lot of curves up all around, up and down. Let's see, Hank Chinaski, Skid Row is nice this time of year. Skid Row in Los Angeles. See, that's the south part of Los Angeles. I did not go there. I just kind of skimmed the top because it's getting kind of close to the summertime. Through the spring, is getting a little warm for me, so I just kind of skimmed the top. Burbank, checked out there's a Walmart in Burbank that really gives nobody any problems car camping in their parking lot. If you wanted a good place, I think that was the spot in Burbank. The Walmart in the parking lot of Walmart in Burbank is where I left my car so I could go bicycling to Hollywood. And we're talking like, I think 8 miles over a hill and down the hill is a good distance. But I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities to find a good spot to park where you're not timed. You don't have to pay, and it's safe too. Like, it doesn't look like your car's gonna get broken into. That spot in Burbank was pretty nice. Let's see, Sunflower Sky says Travis somewhere. Yeah, then hooray. Let's see, Van Life, they just piss in the street there in San Francisco. Absolutely. I walked over somebody's trickle of piss. They were passed out lying on the sidewalk, and it was just trickling across the sidewalk. I had to walk over it. They just they look like they just give up. They just and it's a lot of black people that just look like they give up on. And this is a Mission. The Mission district has a lot of these homeless people that look really like they've just given up and given in to the chemicals addiction and sit on the street all day. Don't really actively beg. They just lay on the sidewalk, sit on the sidewalk, and just have this really pathetic look to them. It's a sorry, pathetic look. I don't know, pathetic might be a little too strong. Van Life Biker, SF is horrible. Yeah, that's. I mean, there's parts that are interesting. The north of San Francisco, north of that Golden Gate Bridge, is pretty nice. And Salisbury City or something. That's a nice area. I found a pretty good spot to park overnight for a couple of nights north of the Golden Gate Bridge. Use the library, nice library. There's homeless around, but you get on top of the hill. Homeless people just you can kind of get away from homeless people when you go up hills and get to the tops of the hills more so. They tend to prefer the bottoms of hills. Poor people don't like climbing hills, I think. Let's see, Jeffrey B. St. Augustine is the grass in my front yard. Yeah, I just took some scissors in this library parking lot and snipped the tops of grass for this tea, which is cooling down. A mixture of lawn grass, alfalfa, and then I don't know, Jerome grass, whatever it's. Jackson, what is it? Timothy, yeah, Timothy grass. That's right. Let's see, Tasha. Wait a second. Laugh Rawlings. You got my name right, by the way. Most people can't. Leif Rawlings. Is that what you say? Wise guy. Travis, do you own a fishing pole? No, I do not. Nope, I'm not fishing. I wish. I kind of wish I could, but the car is too small. It's if I had like an outside truck bed, then fishing might be a little more attractive. Keep the poles in a separate container outside of the enclosure that I'm in. Sausalito, that's a familiar one. I think I was in Sausalito. It's north of San Francisco. Very, very nice views there, relaxing. Yeah, just. But what's interesting is west of Sausalito is just all that grass field and stuff, and it's like you get a picture of what San Francisco probably looked like before Europeans moved in. Just all this rolling hills of grass, and it's that way. It's preserved over there, and it's like, why don't they just develop that area too? Expand San Francisco, because it is very congested. Not Salisbury. Yeah, okay. Carlito Vito knows the area better than me. It's been a while since I've been there. I know that I've been told there are sharks that swim around the bay, so you got to be careful around there. Let's see, Ed Liberator. Hi Travis, seeing the title. Hope you're okay. Yeah, okay. The title it's kind of a test I was doing, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the pit bulls of Williston too, and how they're being. Oh, what's that word? The pit bulls being like kind of pushed out of the city, kind of like I feel like I got pushed out, discriminated against, and turned into refugees of the city, because I mean Williston, they value the oil more than the community, so they're putting up more of a fight in Williston than you'll see what happens in the city in Idaho. That's an interesting contrast. You think Idaho is bad? Look at North Dakota, and especially in the oil field, how they treat their community there. Okay, I keep getting out of the. Okay, I replied. Payette, Idaho. See, it sounds like in Payette, Idaho, they gave in. The city gave in to the arguments readily, and that was their experience with the pit bulls. The law came about for pit bulls in 2009, and they stopped it in 2017. but it sounded like they gave in pretty easily. Kind of similar to how in Horseshoe Bend, when I got arrested for obstruction of justice, there really wasn't much of a fight from the prosecutor. They just kind of dropped the case, and I don't know what happened. But that's similar with the pit bull situation. You don't know, they just gave up. But they don't just give up in North Dakota. They fight and make some crazy arguments. And that's why my case is still going on with Williston, with the disorderly conduct and the resisting arrest. They're making the craziest arguments to hold on to their case, and they're pushing it to the full limit in North Dakota. North Dakota can really push your civil rights much further than Idaho. If you think Idaho is bad, North Dakota is much, much worse. There's a clear, I'm experiencing that clear difference because I've experienced issues with North Dakota, and Idaho, and then Colorado. Colorado even is pretty reasonable about dropping their crazy charges against you. North Dakota just piles on the crazy arguments on top of each other, and they're doing that with the pit bulls too. You see it on different levels. And I don't know if it's just a Williston thing, but it really seems statewide, because you see a lot of cases that get won on the state's behalf for some crazy things, like the judges accidentally losing the paperwork, and so by default they win. It's not really fair how they're dealing with the community in North Dakota, and they can get away with it because it's considered such an isolated state. Let's see, Dave, you don't need a license with the cane pole. Van Life Biker, how's your car doing, Travis? I got to replace this tire, but besides that, everything seems okay. So I'm just kind of going along with the car and just waiting for something to give. I can't predict what's going to happen next. I know this tire is going bad, and it'll break eventually, so I'm going to replace it, but I can't tell what's going to happen next for my car. It's really hard to tell. Let's see, Tasha Teeling, I would forget about that case long ago. Okay. Rob 100, they allow you to fish for survival but not use rod and reel. Yeah, that's possible. Use my walking stick, maybe tie a little knife to the end and do some spear fishing. See, Robin, okay, Hank Chinaski, he just said his miles a little over, 112,000. So, yeah, I drive to a spot and I'll sit, like here, I sat all day in this library parking lot. And then I'll just go back to the nearby Walmart for the nights. And should be good. Van Life Biker, Ripple SEC case has been dismissed. XRP to the moon. Okay. Security and exchange case has been dismissed. So yeah, in Idaho, they made kind of similar arguments, but the report for the Payette's pit bulls case, they don't say, and this was in 2017. Maybe they didn't feel they had to put as much effort into their lawsuits. This guy named Gary Scott in 2016 filed a suit against the city, claiming that the code damaged not only him but to all pit bull owners. He's speaking for everybody. Let's see. Sit till they admit it's not actually public property. Okay. Target store. Overnight booning. What is this? Sean Newhouse says Target stores now do overnight booning. Oh, Target? I think, okay. I'll say that there's a Tractor Supply store, and I think I want to park in front of that tonight instead of the Walmart. I could pick up Wi-Fi a little bit better at the Tractor Supply company store. And I also got my alfalfa there, but the Wi-Fi is a little bit better. I sat as close as I could actually to the Walmart here last night, and I just couldn't pick up the internet. I saw it, but it wouldn't. So, but the Tractor Supply store will pick that up for me. It's just across the parking lot. Let's see, Tasha Teeling, sit till, okay, public property. Sit till they admit it's not actually public property. Okay. Um, yeah, they'll say in the library they'll say, yeah, it's maybe public, but it's got a curfew to it. Sean Newhouse, as far as I know, van life. I have 145K on my Sprinter. That's a van, I believe. Rob 100, do you get free internet at Walmart? Yeah, the Walmart internet's free. The Tractor Supply store is free. This library here, it's free Wi-Fi. I'm not willing to pay. I pay a monthly fee for the YouTube Premium. So I just, when I get offline, I'll have some entertainment. I really shouldn't be connected all the time anyway. I guess it could be kind of distracting. See, Rob 100, another place to get free Wi-Fi is cell phone stores. Really? I guess I thought I tried those and gave up because there was passwords and stuff. Maybe something has changed recently. Okay, so Scott agreed. Okay, here we go. Gary Scott, yes, pilot law. His service dog title meant Scott was exempt. Okay, that's handicap stuff. Let's see. Scott agreed to drop the lawsuit if the city did away with the code. The city code stemmed from one that made it illegal for anyone in Piatt County to own a pit bull. And this is a county thing. He was fighting a county law that the Piatt City also applied. Let's see. I thought they made some arguments. Oh, come on, really? See, the arguments were very limited in this news report for Piatt, Idaho. But you get into the arguments for Williston, North Dakota, and they have to put a lot more effort into their arguments. You got to put a lot more effort into your arguments when you fight Williston, because Furoseth Law Firm will go crazy with pushing against you. I mean that's how, I guess that's what the city representatives hired them for. Who's the craziest law firm who's gonna make the wildest claims and fight to the bitter end with everything and anything? That's the type of law firm they want in Williston. And it's maybe because they feel that they got the oil in their back pockets, and that's really a strong incentive to suppress the community as much more than Piatt, Idaho. What does Piatt, Idaho have? I don't think they have a natural resource that they're exploiting. Any city that has a natural resource of high value that they can exploit, they want to suppress the community and hold on to the power as much as they can, because there's a lot of money involved with that. Let's see, van life biker, just Travis. A Sprinter is a van. Yes, I've seen them around, and should be your next vehicle. 6 feet tall inside, so you can stand up, buddy. Really? You can stand up in it? Man, that must feel great. I have 2 inches of clearance. And that's why I got like heart problems, because I'm constantly looking down and stretching the back of my neck and just tightening the front part of my body, and it really catches up with me sometimes. I got a neck exercise. I try to work the back of my neck as much as I can so I can straighten that out and tighten that up so that things settle a little bit more on the front. And you have a really short car. These are one of the shortest cars. I mean, short of a Mazda Miata, these are one of the more shorter cars around. You got to deal with. You got to really duck down to get inside and stuff. That's how I get good gas mileage. That's the benefit for that. Van Life Biker, they are diesels too, so you get a great MPG. All right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I stopped at a gas station that only sold diesel in Texas because after the winter storm, some gas stations ran completely out of gas, but they had diesel still. So that would have been a benefit after the winter storm for you. Doris Johnson, Joe Biden, no super oil for you. Okay, yeah, he's cutting back on the energy. Let's see. Yeah, the arguments that you got to make in Williston that this person has made, and it's. I mean, I don't know if there really should be any shame involved with making as many arguments as you can in Williston, because they'll really go just wild and crazy, pushing back against you. You don't want to make any light arguments. They'll come back at you 10 times heavy. I made just like a simple motion. My first motion I made for my criminal case, just to like extend the time to the next spring, this coming spring, and I was just like, the weather's bad and it affects my health. I got to get out of here for the winter. I can't stick around. And how about let me come back in the spring? Well, the prosecutor comes back with like 3 pages of arguments how I'm not meeting the, I don't know, the Johnson rules or something, for making a legitimate argument about getting extension and all this. It's just, she really came back hard and heavy at me, just for making a simple request, and the judge ruled in her favor. There's no holding back when you have to fight for your rights, and when you have to enforce your rights in Williston, North Dakota, but also just kind of North Dakota in general, especially the west part. Tasha Teeling, if you have to argue, you've already lost. Yeah, you don't want to. I guess you don't want to sink down to their level, but I mean, I'm not talking about calling people names. I'm talking about making more logical arguments that have reason, and just more sense. It's not about just hurling insults at each other. Not that type of arguing. I'm saying arguments, not argue. I don't know. It's a little more about trying to use logic, because that's what the judge is supposed to like. The judge is supposed to be working more with logical arguments, things that make more logical sense. That's where, taking philosophy courses, there's logic courses within the philosophy discipline that you take. There's actually like this kind of a math. It's almost like algebra, how they put together certain arguments within logic and in the philosophy discipline. Let's see, Van Life Biker, great question. Did your lawyer or his secretary ever respond? No, they didn't. I think that law firm, I forget the name. I think they need a welfare check. Not Furrow Seth. Furrow Seth. I might want to contact the cops to have them do a welfare check on Nearing Law Firm to see if they're okay. I mean, they have the weekends off, but by Monday, I mean, they might need a welfare check. Or maybe I'll email Mr. Nearing himself and see if he responds, tells me what's going on. If the secretary's not responding, my lawyer's not responding, I think maybe somebody needs to go down there and do a welfare check on those guys. Let's see, Oscar MF Roth. Hell yes, this is still on Travis. When will you get bigger, more livable vehicle? I don't have the money to upgrade. That's especially with gas prices going up. I gotta hold on to. I eat myself out of my profits from YouTube. So it's not something that I think about. I don't even think about. People maybe watch videos about the better vehicles they could get. So I don't bother with that. It's not something I consider. I got to work with what I have, and as best I can, make it last. A small truck, a canopy could help you with sleep and cooking. I don't know. I can cook in my car. I can sleep okay. Things are working out okay. It's just I got my moments, especially when it rains. It's really difficult dealing with rain because I got to sit in here during the rain, and it's not easy. It's just not a lot of movement. Let's see. Great idea, welfare check. I love it. Yeah, my Nearing law firm needs a welfare check. I'm not getting response from them. And last time, Hernando was sick, so he really was having difficulty responding. That was a legitimate excuse, but now it's just straight up, there's no response. So, yeah, I might need to contact the cops and ask them to do a welfare check on my defense lawyer. On Smoko, how much is gas there? I don't know, it's like 260. Sunflower Sky, Travis, you were getting a stimulus payment. Yeah, I know that's just a one-time payment, and it's just going to be absorbed into my regular spendings. I still haven't gotten my bank card yet. I only have a few $100s. I have to conserve. I'm living off of credit cards right now, or not credit card. I'm living off of gift cards right now because my bank card hasn't arrived yet. At least my friend hasn't gotten it yet. And they sent it like a week ago. I'm living off of gift cards right now. I gotta watch what I spend. Van Life Biker, I see what you did there. Reversed it on them. Okay. Yep, Stim. Okay. Oscar MF Roth, make a GoFundMe. I'll donate 100. Do it, man. I don't need to make a. I got enough money to eat every day. I'm good. So there's no need to make. I don't need to make any emergency raise whatever. There's no emergency with me. I turn back. If I really am in a financial difficulty, there's nothing that's sudden that's happening. No medical, no physical emergencies. I'm just sailing with my head above the water. That's about it. And I'm trying to cut back on some spending if possible. Drive less. Have more grass tea. Now the spring's coming up, so I can do that. Live off of nature a little bit, because food is one of my biggest expenses. And of course, I mean, I don't have any phone bill, don't have any electrical bills. I use the library or parks to plug in. Use internet wherever I can for free. Walmart's a good one. See, Crackerhead says, hello, Travis. Hello, Crackerhead. Melissa Renee Durrell, the GoFundMe things take a profit, don't they? Don't do it. Okay, yeah, like 30% profit. Oscar MF Roth, I just carry a gas jug up to the pumps and ask for gas from rich people with houses. Yeah, you could. I'm homeless. I save everything. I don't pay for anything. Man, be smart. Okay, yeah, that's there you go. Yeah, there's people who could definitely ask others for money. I see them. And it's been a while, but they walk up. Sometimes we'll walk up and down the Walmart parking lot and see people who are walking to their car and approach them that way. That seems a little aggressive to me. And some stores will eventually put signs up that say, "Don't give to the panhandlers," or "There's a law against it." Let's see. Jeffrey says you got to fix your tire. Yeah, I'm gonna take it in. It's gonna cost like $115, I think. I gotta get this one tire. It's just wearing away on one side because of that accident in 2016 in Boise, Idaho. Some guy stole a car and crashed it into mine. That was great. Spidey senses. Travis, the other day you were using 2 propane burners and said you could smell a propane smell. I was worried you were going to start a fire or blow yourself up. Dude, be careful. Yeah, I think cooking with propane is safer than smoking. I mean, this is, you see this Christmas tree stand. I still have it. It's over a year old now, and it never falls. It's extremely stable. It's very safe for cooking. And I roll up all my windows and then that helps with maintaining the heat. No, just a little crack in the window over here so I can listen and let a little steam come out. But I let the heat build up. It doesn't. I mean, there's no problems with the roof or anything after over a year of cooking, and there's no change in the appearance of this roof. No mold or anything. it's perfectly fine. This car gets a lot of air circulation, so you can cook, and it's no problem. Let's see, Melissa Renee Durrell. You said my name right. That's cool. Okay. Uh, Sean Newhouse, not homeless if it's what you enjoy. Uh, okay. It's Oscar MF Roth. Travis, do you feel that you have female or male stalkers sexually since you started toning up and working out? Nope, not a problem. Sunflower Sky, other grackles in the area? Nope, no, there's no grackles. That's sad. That's too bad. They can only handle. They thrive best in the central Texas to the West Texas area. They love those dry, hot grasslands. They can't handle areas with a significant amount of trees. That's when you start running into robins and whatever other birds that like the trees. The woodpeckers love trees. Let's see. Car needs alignment before you need get a new tire. Maybe no. The car was aligned, and even the alignment guy said I'm about 0.2% off, and that can never be. That can't. He couldn't do anything to get it perfect. So it's a permanent. It's permanent damage that nothing can fix. It just rocked enough to be wearing away on one side of the tire. The tire can last about a year, I think. So I'm spending $100 for a new tire each year, roughly, because of that wear. I rotated. I took the left tire, put it on the right tire, and that just to try to give it a little more life. But now the 3 other tires are pretty worn, where it's really not possible. But I was thinking, maybe what if I flip the tire like this and then wore away at the other side. I asked the Walmart lady that you take the tire and then just flip it so you wear the other side. She said, the lady at Walmart said that there's directional tires that you can't really do that with, but my tires are not directional, so I guess it could maybe be done. But this is too worn away now to even flip it. It's kind of risky now. Let's see. Over Rip Crackerhead said, would you rather have a minivan or a regular size van? I'd like something where I can just move around. I don't know. I'd have to get in the vehicle and move around. Over Rip, man, how are you doing? I hope you are doing fine and the cops leave you alone. Yeah, I've been clear the past 2 states. And into the 3rd, Louisiana, Arkansas, and now Missouri. They've been fine. I haven't had any issues. It may be because it's just easier to hit the Walmarts or something. Let's see, Tasha Teeling, excellent question. David, I keep a can of Fix a Flat in the car. No, I got a bicycle pump that pumps up the tires just fine. You should, if you got a car like this, bicycle pump doesn't take a lot of work. So that's, yeah, I don't need any electrical, or I don't need any air. Yeah. Oscar MF Roth, Travis is the head bum of YouTube. Seriously, been watching him for 2 years since his video in Half Moon Bay. That's a nice city. That's one of my favorite cities. I didn't get harassed. I was able to relax, explore around. Very nice area. And they just built a new, they were in the process of building a new library. That's got to be finished by now. And it's actually in a spot where I was parking overnight that they were building this new library. But yeah, that's a city I would like to go back to. It's like 80 degrees on the east side of the mountains, further inland. It's like 80 degrees. You get over to Half Moon Bay on the coast, and it drops at least 10 degrees. You get some relief from that summer heat. People really enjoy it. And there's some bums that have learned that and live under the bridge and around behind the Safeway. I made a video about the Safeway trash, all that trash behind that Safeway in Half Moon Bay. And then a couple of years later, somebody like wrote in the comments, we cleaned that up now. You know, they said we got that cleaned up, but it was bad. And I recorded as much as I could, but there were some bums back there. I didn't really want to. I didn't want to push my luck with them. I mean, they didn't seem that aggressive, but see, Oscar MF Roth. Let's see, Travis is a head bum. Oh yes, yeah, Half Moon Bay. Travis, you harass cops for invading out personal space. High five. All right. Been watching for over 3 years. Yeah, who are the ultimate lurkers? Evan Creeks Brahmin. Pibbles are adorable. Okay, Evan's on. Now it's time. I've been on long enough. Maybe it's about time I got to get off here. Now, welcome Evans Creek. Thanks. I see that's your first comment. And I've been on for what, an hour and a half. That's we're getting. I mean, it's gotten dark. Are you planning to replace your vehicle? Nope, no plans for that. JKMA, heart and a peace sign. Yeah, so this was just a test. I was just making a test. Oscar MF Roth. I was the new one, dude. It's so nice upstairs. Has comfy couches, and it is 2 stories. Super nice and accommodating. Love that library. Wait. What are we talking about? The Half Moon Bay Library? You've been in the new Half Moon Bay Library? It looked nice. I saw the plans for it, and it looked really nice. And yeah, it seemed like I recall seeing it was planned for 2 stories, but I couldn't quite remember. It had to be bigger than what it was. That's for sure. Tasha Teeling, you're going to the Carolinas? I'm gonna head up there soon. No, I'm not heading. I'm going to Minnesota pretty much. Travis, thanks for what you're doing. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just stop it here. It's getting late enough. And I just want to prepare for getting back to Walmart. So, Dale Hess is on. Hello, everyone. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to bring up a little bit about the pit bulls. I was just in an experiment about putting links up on the chat, but I mean maybe that's a bad idea. I would actually need, I would need my computer, my laptop, and just be able to post links on the screen more so than on the chats, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop this then. So thanks for stopping by, and yeah, thanks for stopping by Evans Creek. Yeah, just in time, right? And just, yeah, leave it at that. So have a good evening.